There are 5 objectives in this chapter, which is definition of communication, communication process, formal communication, informal communication, and the last one is barriers to effective communication and ways to overcome them. Our group are going to explain the 3 objectives in this chapter, which is definition of communication, communication process, and formal communication.
As you can see, here is the definition of communication. Communication is the process of transmitting a message to the receiver to obtain a response. It also means the process by which a person, group, or organization which the sender transmits some type of information to another person, group, or organization which the receiver. Every communication involves at least one sender, a message, and a recipient.
Based on the diagram, this is the communication process. First of all, the sender will send information for encoding and become a message. Before the message is sent to the receiver, message will decoding. There are many distractions when information is communicated. Example of noise that occur are the disturbance of the people around and poor writing about the information. Noise is interference when information is present to the receiver.
The compartments of communication process are start with a sender. A sender means an individual with information to share. The sender must decide on the message to share, the channel to use, and encode the message. Next is encoding. Encoding means a process that translates the sender's idea into a systematic set of symbols or a language expressing the communicator's purpose.
The next one is channel. Channel means a pathway in which the messages transfer between sender and receiver. For example, face-to-face, email, social media, and so on. Other than that is decoding. Decoding means the translation of received messages into interpreted meanings. The receiver will assign meaning to the messages. Feedback is necessary here because misunderstandings may occur. Next is receiver. Receiver means an individual or group of individuals who receive information. The receiver must decode the message.
Finally, the last 2 compartments of communication process is feedback and noise. Feedback means a process of verifying messages, and the receiver's attempt to ensure that the message he or she decodes is what the sender really meant to deliver. And the last one is noise. Noise means anything in a communication setting that causes disturbance in the communication process. The source of noise may be internal or external environments, and it actually also can be in forms of physical condition.
And now let's talk about formal communication. A formal communication channel follows a chain of command and is recognized as official and authoritative. Formal communication channels, in other words, are the designated channels for exchange of messages, including personal instructions, interviews, training programs, letters, memoranda, and annual reports among the various positions in the organization. Formal communication channels are in principle authorized, planned, and regulated by the organization and are directly connected to the official structure or chain of command defined by the organization. Direction of flow. One way to view formal communication channels is to examine how it flows either vertically or horizontally. This is an example of formal communication. There are 4 ways how that communication works. The straight line shows vertical communication, while the dashed line shows horizontal communication.
There are 2 types of formal communication, which is vertical and horizontal. Vertical is flow of information both up and down the chain of command, while horizontal is flow of information that occurs both within and between departments.
Vertical communication has 2 types, which is downward communication and upward communication. Downward communication is the messages sent from individual at higher level of the organization to those at lower level. For example, the higher level is manager that pass down the task job to the lower level, which is employees to make sure the employee do the task. Other than that, upward communication is messages sent up the line from subordinates to managers. For example, the employees update their report daily to the manager every day.
Next is horizontal communication. Effective organization encourage horizontal communication because it increases first coordination, second collaboration, and the third one is cooperation. Horizontal communication, also called crosswise communication, appears to be more prevalent across the lower levels of the organization, where it tends to focus on problem solving, information sharing, and conflict resolution. Horizontal communication is used to improve understanding and coordinate effort for achieving organization objective. And that's all from us. Thank you for listening.